Remember when Fuddruckers was the best place to get a juicy burger that you could make your own way? Where did all the heat go? A lot of burger fans are scratching their heads over this riddle. Fuddruckers used to be a well-known brand name that people thought of when they wanted quality and choice. What went wrong then? Now let's get to the not-so-tasty story of Fuddruckers' fall. Wow, this is going to be a good story. The Fuddruckers, a successful hamburger chain, has experienced numerous highs and lows over the years. With over 200 sites, Texas was their greatest market, but they have been spread out throughout most states across the country today. The company has been reduced to less than 100 sites distributed across only 23 states, which is a significant reduction to approximately half of their prior size. This means that there is a strong likelihood that the shops near you have been closing down over the past few years. In 2010, Fuddruckers filed for bankruptcy, and almost 10 years later, in 2020, it appeared as though they could shut down completely before they were able to find a buyer. This has been an exciting tale of protecting the brand's reputation. In the more than 4 decades that Fuddruckers has been in business, the company has had 8 different owners. To discuss the company's highs and lows, it is essential to go through each of those 8 owners and discuss some of the significant events that occurred during that era. Phil Romano, who founded the company in 1880, received his degree from Florida Atlantic University in the 1960s and quickly engaged in the management and ownership of various restaurants. He relocated to Texas in the 1970s to continue pursuing his ambitions, and by 1980, he had a good proposal for a new restaurant. He believed that customers would be willing to spend more for a higher quality burger than what they would find at a regular fast food restaurant, without venturing into the realm of casual dining establishments. Fred Fuddrucker, the man behind the name, opened the second Fuddruckers in Houston, Texas, around a year and a half later. In 1983, the company transitioned ownership for the first time, holding a public stock offering to raise funds and start opening more restaurants. Phil Romano maintained his position as the company's largest shareholder, but this marked the beginning of his process of distancing himself from the day-to-day operations of the business. In 1985, he resigned from his role as CEO, and before the end of the decade, he resigned from the board of directors and sold the majority of his ownership stake to pursue his dream of opening a new restaurant. Fuddruckers, a popular restaurant chain in the U.S., began as Romano's Macaroni Grill and later expanded into new cities. They utilized a franchising system which allowed them to operate locations using their brand and food. However, this led to overextension and financial losses. In 1988, Fuddruckers merged with DACA International, a company that specialized in food service contracts and cafeterias. During this time, the chain experienced significant growth, nearly doubled in size, and approached 200 locations. The concept of a topping bar at Fuddruckers was popular due to its similarity to a cafeteria, offering customers more control over their meals and saving money. However, the concept proved unsuccessful due to poor real estate decisions and consumer confusion around the notion of serving the world's greatest hamburger. The freshness of the hamburgers and the presence of a butcher shop and bakery section were key factors in supporting the claim that Fuddruckers is the best in the world. However, by the mid-1990s, the focus on daily meat and bun production and fresh vegetables had become less prominent. Investors feared that DACA was having too much influence due to owning the cafeteria business and 2 other restaurant chains, Champs and Great Burger and Coffee. In 1997, DACA International split apart, selling their cafeteria business and spinning off their restaurants into a newly formed company called Unique Casual Restaurants. Fuddruckers was sold to King Cannon, a private firm owned by Michael Cannon, who invested $43 million in the business. He initiated the rock and roll motif, which was adopted by all restaurants owned by the corporation. In 1998, King Cannon purchased Fuddruckers from King Cannon, a franchise of Fuddruckers, and invested even more money in reviving the brand. The rock and roll motif was adopted by every restaurant owned by the corporation, leading to alterations and refurbishments. In 2010, Fuddruckers faced a decline in sales due to lower sales from the recession. The company had always been the more expensive premium alternative to more popular and cheaper fast food restaurants, but this led to a decision to file for bankruptcy. The assets were purchased by Tavistock for $40 million, and the new owner was a well-known restaurant chain called Luby's. Luby's is known for its cafeteria-like food, which appealed to customers who were more likely to go to McDonald's. Fuddruckers has been successful for a long time because it draws in families with children. They introduced a promotion where children could eat for free on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays after 4 o'clock in the afternoon, offering items like balloons and video games. This strategy helped them gain a reputation as a fun place for children, which inspired Luby's to experiment with dual-concept locations. By the end of 2018, 3 restaurant businesses that had been struggling with most of the Cheeseburger and Paradise brands were either put out of business or turned into Fuddruckers. They were forced to close shops along the road due to constant and widespread falling sales at the same stores. The anticipated efficiencies did not turn out to be as efficient as expected, and cafe-style restaurants in general were failing because customers no longer preferred them. In mid-2020, significant changes were necessary to save Fuddruckers from closing its doors forever. However, in 2021, Nicholas Perkins, who owns Black Titan Franchise Systems, took over as the new owner of the business. Black Titan Franchise Systems is a franchisee of the company and paid $18.5 million to acquire ownership of the 92 remaining Fuddruckers restaurants. As a result of the agreement, Perkins became the first person of African American descent to buy a burger franchise in the entire country. Despite the challenges faced by Fuddruckers, it does not necessarily mean that they will close just yet. If not, who else is serving the brand? And if it is not Fuddruckers, then who is? The future holds great potential for Fuddruckers, and if not, who else is serving it and why? This is it for today. We hope you enjoyed the video. If so, then share your thoughts in the comments and also share this video with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you can never miss our video.